Well, hey everybody, we're just hanging out here in the shop, and look who dropped in. Donny Carter from Woodcraftery.com. You can check out his YouTube channel and his website. I'll leave links in the description below. But
all right.
Donny was working nearby, and we've been communicating. I said, hey, why don't you stop on by the shop, and just wanted to hang out, and figured, well, I'd interview him like I did Steve Carmichael. So
cool. And this place is awesome, guys. Everybody needs to. Oh man, this really nice, comfortable shop, except for especially for Florida. I think it was 91 degrees today or something out here, and it's it feels good in here. Really nice shop, really nice layout, and so thankful that Mike has accepted me to come into his shop and check it out. And this place is awesome. It really is. I get to see behind the scenes of some really great videos and content that Mike produces.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm glad to have you here, man. I've really been enjoying your channel, and in fact, tell us what you got going on in your shop right now.
My shop is a mess, probably like everybody else's, and I'm really getting into segmented turning. If you follow me, which you should follow me, you can, like Mike said, you can check me out at donnycarter.com.
I'll leave all the links.
Thank you. Yeah, just segmented turning. I've just really got into turning. It's insane. I know people talk about it's a rabbit hole you go into and things like that, and it just being able to put some earphones on and just be at peace and just turn, and it's just kind of like your own little world, and it's just really great because within a matter of minutes you can take this old log or even a green log, something just fresh, and just turn it into something beautiful in a matter of minutes, and it's just really taken me by storm. I've just jumped into it with both feet, and now I'm getting into segmented turning where I'm taking all these little intricate pieces and putting them together to make these bowls. And from the first bowl that I turned just a few short months ago to now has just developed into this craziness, and it's all the enthusiasm, and my Instagram is blowing up because people are loving it, and it's just crazy. It really is. It feels really good to be able to have fun, do something like that, and be appreciated. So I've really been getting into the segmented turning, trying to save a few dollars to get me some new tools. Mm-hmm. I made some mistakes to begin with buying tools. I kind of just jumped out and bought a whole bunch of tools that I probably didn't need, not having a project. And now I have projects where I need tools, but I've already spent my budget. So trying to save up for a few things like a new joiner and a few other things like that. Just continuously trying to create content and show folks who are new into woodworking, into wood turning, some of the mistakes I'm making is basically the premise of my channel. It's to let people see my mistakes in buying things, making things, building things, so they can look at it and go, okay, he made that mistake, I learned something from it, now it doesn't have to cost me a thing.
Right.
I can learn from that mistake, and I kind of wish there was some more of that for me as I was getting started in things, because I could have a few more things or not make some of the same mistakes that I keep making. And even though, and saying that, I still watch people that make a few mistakes and they show me, and I'm hard-headed, so I still make the same mistakes anyway. So that's what I'm doing, just trying to create content, trying to put a new video out on projects that I'm having fun making, and just having fun, man.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. It's about having fun and bringing other people in on the ride with you.
Right.
And, I love watching your videos, and there are just so many people that influence what I do, man. And technology now, where you can watch people on Snapchat and Periscope and things like that, I feel like I know so many people, and I can reach out to so many awesome creators.
It's a really awesome community.
It is, man. It is. I have had zero negative feedback asking creators or asking people questions or asking how you do something, or people are so helpful, and it's just fun, man. It's just really cool, and I'm glad things are the way they are. Technology, like I said, if it wasn't the case, I wouldn't have met you. Right. I wouldn't have met so many people. And being close enough to come hang out and visit here is just it's insane. I'm like a little kid in a candy store, man. It really is. It's an honor It is. It's an honor to be here and to be able to hang out in such a cool place with such a cool guy, and it's just it's been awesome, brother.
I appreciate you taking the time out to stop by. Speaking of wood turning, you know, I've mentioned to you off camera that I've actually got a friend that's going to be coming up, and he's bringing me an old lathe to get started on. So
yep, stay tuned for that, people.
And Donny here blessed me with some really nice logs. He's got some, I think you said some walnut, some, what did you call this one?
This is camphor.
Camphor?
Yep, camphor. And this camphor has this smell that is just, oh, it's so crazy. It's, oh man, it smells like peppermint almost. And when you turn this in your shop, it is just going to be, it's insane. So I got him some camphor, some pear tree, and some walnut and some cedar. So as soon as his special guest gets here, which you guys will soon find out who that is, and he gets to get his hands dirty on a lathe, I warned him already, like many have warned me, that it's
a rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole, man. But it is just so fun. It's just, like I said, I just can't say enough about how relaxing it is, and it's just your own little zone, and you get in it, and you make something, and it's done, and then you make it that quick, and people appreciate that art.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm working towards, is trying to make more art pieces. I'm actually finding my style. It's something I noticed, the progression of me making things. I'm starting to notice that I'm using a specific curve or a specific belly in certain spots, and I kind of looked at all the things I've turned on the table the other day, and I said, man, I kind of have my own little style going on, and it's different than most people I watch. And I'm like, this is cool, because that's what I want. I want to have my own little style while I'm teaching people, or people are learning from my mistakes and what I do. And that's basically what it's all about, is just sharing and you know, having people join in on everything that we do. So yeah. I can't wait to see what you turn. You're gonna love it. It scared me to death to begin with, to have this huge chunk of wood slinging at me, but now
it's a little bit intimidating.
It is, but now I pretty much have learned to get things in between centers, and I've put some pretty big chunks of wood on my lathe now, and that thing gets to jumping around and hopping around, and it's just stand to the side. I've had stuff come off. I've been to the point, especially with the segmented stuff, you have to be real careful, because it will explode on you, and you know, it all comes with time, learning it, and process. Exactly. Thank God there's a lot of good YouTube videos out there with a lot of creators, where we can watch those guys and learn how to do things, and just kind of know right off the bat. I stepped up to the lathe and started cutting, and it was fun. So I can't wait for you to get yours. Yeah. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm really looking forward to it. Speaking of other YouTube creators, you didn't make it to Atlanta, but man, there were some really talented guys there. Like for segmented turning, you know, Kyle Toth was there.
Absolutely.
Frank Howarth was there. Had a chance to sit down. I mean, we broke bread together, and we're just talking about stuff that's going on in their shop. But just Kyle had this amazing vase. Segmented vase that
I really wanted to get to Atlanta bad, because I really wanted to get my claws into Kyle. And there's a few specific things that he does in the process of turning that he doesn't show when he's making his segmented pieces, and I don't know if he ever will, and they may be his own little secret or whatever, but I feel like if I could have had him in a one little spot or something, I could have asked him those simple questions that I think would make a difference. And who knows, maybe he'll put a video out one day explaining exactly the process from the beginning to the end, because he really does. He influences me a lot on his pieces.
You could probably ask him on his the podcast.
Absolutely, and that's a good idea.
I think he's pretty open. I'm sure he'd answer.
You're right. You know, like I said, there's a few little segments, few little things that I think I'm missing. You know, but once again, I mean, I think I've only made, this is maybe my fifth piece of segmented piece. But I want to be Kyle Toth of the wood turning world. You know what I mean? I want to have these pieces forward. Exactly. Yeah. And I need to learn to slow down a little bit, take my time, learn the steps. Everything's baby steps, isn't it?
Right. That's right.
Everything is baby steps. And that's one of my biggest faults, is when I first started, I wanted to jump in. the big table saw and the big miter saw and the big joiner and the big planer, but yet I didn't have my idea about the first thing I wanted to build.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that I want people to see from me and understand is you don't need all these tools and all this stuff to get going.
Mm-hmm.
Is it cool to have a lot of tools? Of course it is.
Sure.
But I've seen a lot of people build a lot of things with a handsaw and a chisel. But you know, I let some of the influences of the outside make me think I needed to be somewhere that I wasn't ready. So it cost me some money. Mm-hmm. And it was a lesson learned, kind of like the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm you know, man, I'm hard-headed, man, and it's sometimes hard for me to learn things, but
we talked about tools a little bit earlier too. Like,
Mhm.
you know, oftentimes we get into this craft and we want to, like you said, we want to purchase every tool. We want to have all the tools at our disposal, and then realize we made a bad purchase or bought a tool that we
Yeah.
really didn't need or didn't know enough to know better. And that's one of the reasons, kind of why I'm doing the little tool segments in my shop talks is just to kind of expose folks to the tools that I have, and you know, would I buy it again if I had the choice? You know, what I like about it, what I don't.
Yeah.
And I've seen other YouTubers do the same thing.
but it's been very helpful.
Yeah.
It's been tremendously helpful, and because you know, you don't know if you really need a 14-inch saw or an 18-inch saw, or do you need a drill press that stands on the floor? Or will one that sits on your bench for half the price work just as well?
Yeah, I just did the one on the drill press.
Absolutely.
It's been fine for me. I mean, it was
Absolutely.
you know, a good deal. I bought, of course, the Harbor Freight 13-inch.
And there's nothing
bench
wrong with
top.
that, and that's the thing. You know, the Harbor Freight 13-inch drill press that sits on the bench may be exactly what a lot of people need, but if you see somebody in a video that has a 20-inch, you know, $1,500 drill
Right.
press that sits on the floor model, you know, you may think that that's what you need, and it may not be. So these videos are really, really helpful. Jay Bates does his,
Yeah, Jay's
where
been
he's
doing
been
it for a
talking
while.
about his tools, and I love because not everybody has the same tools.
Right.
So even though you're talking about a bandsaw and he may talk about a bandsaw, it's the differences in models, it's the differences in prices, where you get them, Craigslist versus a store, all that makes a huge difference, and those videos are invaluable to me and a ton of people. They really give us the insight that we need. It's like personally asking somebody, how do you like that saw? Does it work well for you, and what was the price range?
Right.
You can't do that anywhere else. And
Speaking of bandsaws, what do you think about my bandsaw?
that bandsaw is awesome, man. He has got this huge Powermatic bandsaw that is just a beaut. This thing is a beast. I have some logs. He's close enough that I could possibly load up a trailer load of logs and bring them things over here, and we could resaw them up. That thing is beautiful. When I bought my bandsaw, it's around 400 and some odd pounds, and it's a Grizzly 17-inch, I believe, and it's awesome. My saw is just, I mean, it's this honking 400 and something pound bandsaw, right? And then I walk in and see a 1,000-pound bandsaw. Really nice. I love it, brother. It's really nice. I'm glad you got a good deal on it.
And
I'm glad
I mentioned that in the video. I'm blessed to have it. It was just one of those deals you couldn't pass up. And
Absolutely.
I don't know, not everyone needs a bandsaw that big, and I probably won't ever use it to its full capacity.
Well, the good thing is, though, is the price range you got that bandsaw in is not really much more than what I paid for my Grizzly, you know, directly from the manufacturer. So that's, once again, that's one of those things you really can't pass up, because the price point was just crazy.
Right.
If you would have passed up on that, you wouldn't have forgiven yourself,
Yeah.
and I probably wouldn't have been able to forgive you either.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's like
I've
I
had
said,
those moments where I,
Yeah.
you know, had an opportunity to get something at a ridiculous price and didn't, and regretted it. And so, you know, I've got my workbench build coming up, and so I know I'm going to be doing a lot of resawing for that.
Yes.
Fellow Mike Walls brought me that red maple board. I've got some mahogany that I may incorporate, but I'm also going to probably be building, of course, the top out of hard maple.
Right.
And so I expect I'm going to be doing some resawing there as well.
That bench is going to be crazy. I love the Samurai Carpenter's bench, and I definitely need a bench myself. I like to do a lot of hand stuff, and I really see the direction of what I'm doing kind of going a mix between more hand. It's definitely a hybrid woodworking.
Yeah.
You know, I think most of us are hybrid woodworkers and we don't realize it. But I want to be able to. My turning is kind of its own thing, you know.
Right.
But the hands-on woodworking part, I love James Wright.
Oh, I love his channel.
His channel is just insane, and the stuff he does with hand tools, and it really makes me want to bench so bad. But this is the same thing that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
The tools you really need and the tools you really don't need. If you look at James and see what he's working with, this guy does some incredible hand tool stuff, but yet he's using a table that moves around a whole bunch, or a bench that moves around a whole bunch with just a regular vise and some other stuff. And so once I go again, looking at the Samurai Carpenter or Jay's big bench going, I gotta have one of these benches. That's probably a little more practical than me thinking that I needed a domino 6 months ago, when I didn't even know what I would domino together. I wasn't even sure how it worked. But I'm really looking forward to your bench build. I think it's going to be awesome. And I'm looking at a stack of lumber over here. Mike has got some 8-quarter mahogany that is just off the charts. It's really nice. I'm thinking one day after he does his tool walk around videos and stuff, he could do like a little shop tour or something and maybe show his lumber rack. And because he's got a really nice pile of lumber over here. He's got some really nice stuff. This mahogany is insane.
I've been collecting it for a while.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's another thing, you know, having a stockpile of lumber is not something that you can easily do and have that quick. It's just like a tool. Lumber is expensive. And, you know, you can't just, it's hard for anybody just to go out and spend $1,000 and stock their shop full of lumber.
That was kind of another one of those deals where, you know, this fellow was getting out of the woodworking business. He was a cabinet maker,
right?
And he had all this 8 and 9-quarter mahogany, and I think I picked it up for about $8 a board foot.
Wow!
And these are like 10.
They're big.
10 to 11-inch wide boards.
They're awesome. They really are. If I could stick a piece of it in my pocket, I might be tempted a little bit. But you know, and you just bring up such a great point. You found a good deal on the lumber. You found a good deal on the bandsaw. You found a good deal. Think about what you're going to do and plan yourself accordingly. Right. Save some money. Stop spending money on crap that you don't need.
Yep.
That was one of my biggest things, was spending money on things I didn't need and go, you know what, if I save just a little bit of money, I could buy me some cool tools and do some cool stuff. And, you know, so, and just hanging out with you is just, you know, just reinforce that so much more, because I look at things and I go, man, this guy is doing exactly what I'm talking about. Focusing on what you want to do, having fun doing it, and you know, and it's just you got an awesome place here, and this is cool, man. I might need to move closer, brother, and you know, so you know,
it's coming together. I've you know, been doing a lot of shop organization, and some of the projects that I have on my channel are shop organization projects, and the collaboration that I'm going to be working on next month with another content creator, it's going to be kind of the same, some more shop organization, as well as probably something with the lathe that he's bringing me. And so shop is coming together. It's still in flux. There's still a lot of stuff that needs to go find another home in here.
It happens to all of us.
But
flat surfaces are bad news, man.
Right. After I do all of the kind of the tool segments, I do plan to hopefully at that point kind of do a shop tour. Awesome.
That would be great. I think it would really help people a lot to understand that, you know, a great space, neatly organized with things and places, it really creates a nice flow. And you can spend all the money in the world and have a horrible layout and have things trashed, and you won't have fun.
Right.
You just, you know, you won't enjoy what you're doing, and that's what this is all about. Enjoying what we're doing, having fun, meeting new folks, and you know, just having fun, man.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. It's been a good time. I'm liking it.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it so much, man. You too.
And you can check out Donny over at DonnyWoodcraftery.com, or check out his YouTube channel. I'll leave links to both of those in the description below. Go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Follow him on Instagram. And anything else you want to?
That's it. We're out. We're going to go play with this big old bandsaw. Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll see you.
Prompters and stuff and, you know, things like that. I'm like, I can't read that good. Did you just record me saying I can't read that good?
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'll edit that out.
That's okay. I don't care.
We use that for a later day.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.